Oh, hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode, let's talk about new bikes from Orbea, and this time it's gonna be 2021 Orbea Orca M30 model. So as you already know, Orbea is a famous Spanish bike manufacturer. They have a huge heritage in producing road bikes and also mountain bikes, and you have probably seen Orbea bikes being ridden by professionals in the world tour level, and also Orbea cross-country mountain bikes being ridden in the World Cup. So they have a huge heritage in making both road and mountain bikes. So today I want to talk about Orbea Orca M30 model, because this is one of those road bikes that sit in a Goldilocks price bracket of about 2,000 British pounds or about 2,400 US dollars. And you will see when we dive into the components of this bike that it's a very interesting offering from Orbea. So first thing first, let's talk about who is this bike for. So Orbea Orca lineup is all about climbing lightest, stiffest bikes that they can produce. So keep that in mind. If you are looking for some kind of light and stiff road bike, then definitely you should check Orbea Orca range of bikes. Of course, all the manufacturers would always say that although this is their kind of climbing performance road bike, that they have also incorporated some, softness to the ride, like saddle ride, but I would always keep in mind that Orbea Orca is all about kind of stiffest, lightest climbing machines. I'm sorry. When we look at the paint scheme of this bike, luckily, you will have an option of 3 paint schemes on this bike. So there is this classical, I would call it black on black, so it's basically metallic black with a hint of silver. Definitely not my cup of tea, and I would easily skip this paint scheme. Then you have this beautiful orange with black, beautiful, very nice. I would definitely go for this one. Or you even have this beautiful white with a hint of kind of blue on it, which also looks beautiful. So definitely for me it would be something between this orange or the white paint scheme. And I'm really glad that Orbea has offered 3 paint schemes on this bike. And I also hope that all these 3 paint schemes are going to be available on all the bike markets where Orbea is present. Let's talk about the price of this bike. So the retail price is 2,000 British pounds or approximately 2,400 US dollars. So it's a very interesting price bracket, and in my opinion, again, you should negotiate the price of this bike. Of course, you need to wait a bit because this bike has just been introduced, so I would suggest something on the lines of end of September or in the month of October, that you go to your local Orbea bike dealer and be nice, negotiate nicely, and I truly believe that the target price for this bike should be 1,700, 1,800 British pounds. Or if we are speaking in US dollars, I would aim for approximately 2,100 US dollars. That would be my targeted price for negotiating. If you get it on that price, you are really getting a good deal for your money. So let's dive into the components and let's see what do you get for your hard-earned money. I will start with the frame and fork from Orbea. So this is a carbon fiber frame and fork from Orbea. This is their OMR level carbon fiber. So this is not top of the level that Orbea can do. You have the Orbea's OMX carbon fiber, but don't worry, this OMR is a top-notch carbon fiber that Orbea does, so you absolutely shouldn't have any problems with this carbon fiber frame and fork. And as far as I know, it's still a lifetime warranty on Orbea's carbon fiber frames and forks. So again, it should be fine even if you have some maybe small problems with it. So as I said, carbon fiber frame and fork, Orbea OMR level. This is the both frame and fork are ready for the 12mm through axles, both front and back. It's also internal cable routing, and I see the bottom bracket is the BB386 standard, and they even say it's power meter compatible. Of course, power meter doesn't come with this this frame now. You would have to buy it separately. When it comes to the crankset on this bike, this is the Shimano's 105 crankset, so the whole bike is going to be Shimano 105 group set, you will see. But on this crankset, so Shimano 105 R7000 crankset, you have a choice of few components. You can go 3450 chain rings, or maybe all the way up to 3953. In my opinion, I would here probably choose 3652 chain rings, but this is a personal preference. But it's also very nice that Orbea has offered few options of Shimano crankset, and also there are two options for the FSA crankset, which I would personally just skip. I would stick with the Shimano 105 crankset. When it comes to the handlebars of this bike, there's again an interesting option where standard you will have this OC1 handlebars, which is a riser handlebar. So it's going to be rising for about 15mm up, giving you a bit more comfortable ride. But you can also choose the, let's call it a classical no rise handlebars, with no extra cost, and I would definitely go with this no rise handlebars. When it comes to the stem, I'm sorry, this is some classical aluminium stem from Orbea, OC1 stem. I'm not expecting anything special here. Now we come to the shifting performance. So the shifters, front mech and the rear mech, everything is Shimano's 105 group set. So this is a mechanical Shimano 105 group set R7000, and it's an absolutely perfect group set, no cutting corners with this, and Shimano's 105 has really progressed in the last few years, so you are really gonna get a good value for your money with this group set. So as I said, shifters, front mech and the rear mech, everything is Shimano's 105 mechanical group set. When it comes to the braking performance on this bike, here you will have the Shimano's hydraulic disc brakes, and this is going to be the Shimano's R7070 hydraulic disc brakes. I don't see here the data about the size of the braking rotors. If I quickly just check on the images, it seems to me that they should be 160mm both front and back, and it seems to me that these are some of the basic Shimano RT50 or RT70 braking rotors, but this is something definitely to check with your local Orbea bike dealer. Hydraulic Shimano 105 level brakes, again in my opinion top-notch braking performance, no problems here. Cassette, you will have a Shimano's 105 cassette, standard it's 1130, but you also have an option of going 1132, and I would definitely go 1132 just because you will have this easy bailout gear if you are really attacking some steep mountains. And this is again a no cost option, so that's very nice from Orbea to include it. Also, when we move to the chain is the KMC chain X11, so this is a little deviation from the Shimano 105 level chain. There is no problem with the KMC chains, top-notch chains. If it really bothers you once when you destroy this chain, you can always move to the Shimano, maybe even Ultegra level chain. Wheelset on this bike is a mix of Orbea's own aluminium rims, which is paired with Shimano's hubs RS 470. So this is a budget aluminum wheel set, 19 millimeters internal width, of course 12 millimeters through axles both front and back, and I'm guessing that this wheel set will probably be as a pair close to 2000 grams. But in the future it is easy to replace this wheel set, save a bit more money and move to something a bit better. If you want to build your own wheel set, I would always suggest to consider the DT Swiss hubs or even some of the Shimano level hubs, especially if you go to the Dura-Ace level hubs or Ultegra level hubs, absolutely top-notch products. Or if you want a whole wheel set, I would then definitely consider the full DT Swiss wheel sets, but this is for the future. When it comes to the tires on this bike, this is Vittoria Zafiro standard 28C tire, top-notch tire, 28C. I'm glad they included a bigger volume tire, just because you're gonna get a bit more smoother ride. And also you have an option if you want to upgrade to the Vittoria Rubinho tire, 28C, but I wouldn't bother with this now. I would leave the standard option of Vittoria Zafiro. Seat post, I'm guessing this is the carbon fiber seat post as standard, although they are offering here an option of OC1 carbon seat post, so definitely tick that box so you get a carbon fiber seat post 27.2 millimeters. Absolute necessity in my opinion. Carbon fiber seat post, such an easy addition to the road bike, but it makes a huge difference to the ride quality. Saddle is a Selle Royale saddle. I have used Selle Royale saddles and they are pretty good in my opinion. You also have options here of Prologo saddles and Selle Italia saddles if you want to upgrade, but I strongly suggest if you have your own personal saddle, do keep it and use it as long as possible. So these are the main components of the Orbea Orca M30 road bike. So in summary, you're gonna have a carbon fiber frame and fork from Orbea, OMR level carbon fiber frame and fork, which is of course ready for 12mm through axles both front and back, and also internal cable routing. Then you will have the Shimano's 105 mechanical group set, so everything from the shifters, front mech, rear mech. There's also Shimano 105 crankset, where you have few options of choosing the chainring size, and there is a Shimano 105 cassette, where you also have a choice of few sizes of the cassette. Chain is a KMC chain, so a little deviation from the Shimano 105 group set, but nothing special. Also the wheel set is a mix of aluminum rims from Orbea and Shimano hubs, and this is an area definitely in the future that you can upgrade and move to something bigger quality. When it comes to the braking performance, these are Shimano 105 hydraulic disc brakes, and from the images it seems to me that the rotors are 160mm rotors front and back, and also it is definitely some kind of basic Shimano RT50 or RT70 level rotors. So that's something that again in the future, once when you destroy these rotors, you can move to something better on the Shimano Ultegra level. Also, you will have a carbon fiber seat post on this bike, which is a beautiful addition just to soak up a bit more of the road bumps. I haven't seen the data for the bike weight, they don't give it here, but I would expect that this Orca M30 with the Shimano 105 group set and these classical aluminum wheels, I think it would probably hover around 8.5 kilograms. This is something that I would expect. Of course, in the sizes like 56, 58. So, if you are in the market for, I would call it stiff climbing racing bike, then definitely consider Orbea Orca M30. And also, as I said, although the retail price is 2,000 British pounds, I would aim to negotiate it down to 1,700 British pounds, or if we speak in US dollars, retail price 2,400 US dollars, I would try to drop it to about 2,100 US dollars, and then you will truly get an amazing value for your money. So I think this is going to be it for today. If you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you're always notified when I make a new video. And as always, I will see you in the next episode. Pura Vida!